Howdy y'all, I am Ice Gold, and today my PC is lagging so unimaginably bad. I don't know what's causing it. It started lagging like this before I updated my drivers, and then I did update my drivers and it didn't get better. So if anybody in the comments knows how to fix freezing every second and a half, that would be really sick if you could comment. But today's topic is going to be the balance school and a surprise patch that came out this week that has everybody just rejoicing because at long last the balance school has seen a nerf. And when I say nerf, I mean of course the fact that Scion of Balance as well as Chameleon Clash have been reworked. I don't know why it looks like this. Really don't know why it looks like this. Okay, that's a bad sign because I upgraded all my Scions yesterday and now it's reset, so I guess they didn't fix the bug after all. But anyway, this is what Scion of Balance looks like right now. So, before, it used to be an 11 pip spell that, you know, if your opponent had 11 pips or more, it could do double the damage. But now that has been changed to be a 9 pip spell that does 800 damage, or it will gambit to damage over times and curses for the same amount of damage, pretty much. So 1960, which is pretty good. You know, that's very, very good damage if you can get it. But you know, what balance is ever using dots? And I guess you could diffuse for the for the curses, but otherwise, you know, you're probably not going to use that either. So this pretty much just takes the card out of the running. I think it's a little interesting that they made it dots and curses instead of like dots and hots, because we already have Tribunal Oni that gambits curses rather. So yeah, it's an interesting choice, but either way the result is the same. The card is officially out of the meta and everybody's happy about that, because for the longest time that card has held this queue hostage, and it's really been bad because I mean, things got to a point with balance where it was like there was no way to sufficiently nerf them. And of course, you know, we still have Scales of Destiny, and okay, let's first talk about Chameleon as well, because this also got changed. But yeah, this will do the same, you know, chromatic damage, except it's less chromatic damage now, and it will give you 2 balance pips and 1 regular pip if both you and the target have a negative aura. Now, this happens from time to time. It's definitely not as common as just one person throwing a negative aura onto you, but overall, this is a very good change. I'm not really sure if this card is going to remain in the meta. I may take a couple of these out just to, you know, still keep them just in case of stabilize. Because, like, you know, the fusion is still a thing, you know. Like, you could still use Chameleon Cover and fuse Chameleon Clash and stabilize to make this hit and brace for 6 rounds. So it is pretty good for that reason, but I'm going to have to work out the balance deck. But yeah, back to Scales. So this card is unchanged, but one thing, and I'm gonna get on my fire actually just to check and see, one, if my Scion reset, because I was kind of not expecting that to happen, but it looks like you know, that that bug is back, and it seems to not be going away, because there go all of my spell limits for the foreseeable future. But alright, let's see. First and foremost, is my Scion still a thing? It is. Right? No, it reset. Sick. So the only Scions that I have are the ones that I have packed. Awesome. Alright, well, let's go to the arena real quick and just see if we could maybe see if there's the new shields up, because they did add brand new dual shields for the 3 neutral schools on the wheel. So that's going to be Fire and Death, that's going to be Ice and Life, and that's going to be Storm and Myth. So treasure card shop, it does look like they're here. So Levy Shield for Storm and Myth, Crystal Shield for Ice and Life, and Cinder Shield for Death and Fire. They fortunately are 20 arena tickets as opposed to Purge's 50. I always thought this was ridiculous in terms of cost, especially with the dual blades and the sun blades and all that too. But these costing 20 is quite nice, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Crystal Shield because this card is something that people have been asking for. It is a direct counter to Scales of Destiny, because of course that is an Ice and Life hit, so the devs have taken it upon themselves to add these new dual shields for that, and I think that's good. I think that these new dual shields, they'll be good ultimately. So pretty much, okay, so Balance took a big hit this update because 1, they lost Scion, 2, Chameleon is much harder to set up now, and 3, there's officially counterplay to Scales of Destiny with that Crystal Shield. So, you know, I'm sure everybody is happy about that, but I mean, as an Ice main, you know, we're probably going to see a bunch of people packing those, and it's just going to suck for us, but otherwise, you know, it is at least some decent counterplay to Scales of Destiny, which has haunted the meta ever since its release back in Novus in 2022. Of course, it's gone through many changes since then, but I mean, it is still very, very prevalent in the meta, and seeing it get knocked down a peg, I am quite happy with that. So, yeah, Scales is definitely a card that has needed a nerf, but the developers have said that they most likely will not nerf Scales of Destiny, so they added counterplay to it, which I think is good, and I'm happy about that. Still wish the card could get nerfed, but hey, I mean, they added a dual shield specifically for the spell. I'm happy about that. All seems to be well in the world. I mean, we're probably still going to see people back in 6 scales and all that, but yeah, either way, you know, Scales of Destiny getting counterplay, and then, of course, Chameleon Clash and Scion of Balance being changed, that is always welcome. I am really... does anybody know in the comments, like, how I can get my spell elements back? Like, do I have to contact support? Because that's going to suck. But yeah, I mean, overall, just I'm glad that this change has come to pass, because Scion of Balance really influenced some matchups. Like, you know, you had the Fire matchup, for example. Like, the only reason why it wasn't super advantageous for the Fire, like, the Fire should be winning that, but the Fire just can't ever set up combos, because if they tried to in the past, they would just get Scion the moment they went above 10 pips. So now, with this Scion change, I think that there's going to be better answers to the Balance School. I still think it's going to be good. I don't know if it's going to be number 1. We're going to have to really check on that, and I know that I just made a tier list video, but there will probably be one in about a month's time, just to let these changes settle for a bit, and we're just going to have to see where the meta stands. I'll probably also make one more tier list right before the Darkmoor update, so just to sort of look and see, just as a benchmark. But yeah, I mean, overall, you know, I'm very, very happy with these recent balance changes. Big shout outs to the design team on that, because I mean, Scales held the queue hostage. It has counterplay now. Chameleon was a very, very strong card. It is not nearly as prevalent anymore, and the damage got nerfed on it too. That's just very, very good in general. And then Scion, of course, wish I could show it to you here, but the spell elements reset again because they can't seem to fix this bug, even though everybody thought that they did with this patch this week. But anyway, the fact that Scion is this now just completely takes it out of the meta entirely, and I could not be happier. So yeah, with that being said, not much else to really talk about, and again, definitely let me know in the comments if you know how to fix this lag. I mean, average time to render frame is saying 1.1, 1.2 milliseconds, and that's very, very bad. But yeah, you know, just technical problems out the ass, but hey, you know, balance got nerfed. What more can we ask for? So, hey, you know, best case scenario, this holds for quite some time. And hopefully, in Darkmoor, Balance doesn't get a new crazy spell. That's probably going to be like... Because what all is there? We've got, of course, Rainbow Serpent, Death and Storm, Ice and Life. So it's probably going to be a Fire and Myth pip spell coming in Darkmoor. If they do that, which they may not, because you know, Chameleon was just a flat 7 pip spell, but who knows, we'll see. So for now, that's going to wrap up. Thank you all for watching. I've been Ice Gold. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave like 50 comments for the algorithm. My Discord is down in the description if you want to chat with me some more, and I will see y'all later.